Thinking about selling on Amazon? You're in the right place. Because let's be honest, there's a ton of noise out there. You've probably seen all those fancy Amazon coaches on TikTok and YouTube promising to give you all the secrets. And then they hit you with an email form, a sales funnel, and a $5,000 course. It's frustrating and it makes new sellers feel like the game is already rigged before it even starts. But not today. This video is a complete step-by-step free Amazon video tutorial. No paywall, no email captured, just real value. I'm gonna walk you through how to start your own Amazon business from scratch, from A to Z. And I'm not just talking theory, I've actually done it. I had an idea for a product that I genuinely believed in. I got it made and sold over $1 million in just 2 years. And yes, I'll show you exactly what the product is. No gatekeeping here. But why am I sharing all this for free? Because I know what it's like to start with nothing. I'm a single mom and I built this business during nap times and single nights. And I want to pay it forward to give you the real roadmap that I wish I had before I started. Now is one of the best times to build a passive income on Amazon, even in 2026. It's competitive and over 3,000 new sellers join every day. But the demand is growing. What worked 5 years ago doesn't work anymore. But what I'm about to show you does. So if you follow the steps in this video, you will learn how to find a unique product that people are actually searching for. Validate that it will sell without ads. Get it manufactured and launched properly on Amazon. I'm also going to be real with you. I'll walk you through exactly how to list your product on Amazon step by step. But there are some mistakes that most beginners make on their images that kill their product sales. So stick with me, because if you launch your product the right way and launch a great product, you could be one of the thousands of third-party sellers making over 6 figures a year. And yeah, that kind of money can change your life. Now, in case if you don't know, FBA stands for Fulfillment by Amazon. That means once your product is in Amazon's warehouse, they take care of all the hard stuff. You don't have to pack orders or ship products or deal with any customer headaches. Amazon handles all of it. And you also get the shiny Prime badge. And let's be honest, most buyers only buy Prime products. So if you're selling with FBA, you're already playing in the big leagues. And right now, I'm gonna show you exactly how to find a product that gives you the best shot at building a 6 or even 7-figure business. We're going to use a tool that's so powerful, it almost feels unfair. But before we dive in, smash that like button, because I'm not sharing just what works. I'm also revealing the biggest mistakes I made. And trust me, you don't want to make them. So grab a notebook and let's dive in. I'm going to show you exactly how to do product research and find a profitable product to sell on Amazon. I turned my kids' messy potty training disaster into a product that's now made over $2.5 million. And it all started with the right product idea. This will only take 5 minutes, and there's 2 clear paths to get this started. Path 1, create a passion product, create something personable and meaningful like I did. And path 2, if you don't have a product idea yet, there's a tool called Helium 10. And here's the crazy part. It shows you exactly what people are searching for on Amazon, but they can't find it anywhere, which means there's a demand with no competition. And that's where the goal is. So let's get into it. But first, I'm Mindy Bye, a single mom of 2, and if I can turn poop into profit, then you definitely can too. I started exactly where you are right now. I just wanted to be my own boss and finally have financial freedom. A few years ago, I launched some simple products on Amazon, and then Amazon Basics copied me, and just like that, I was nearly bankrupt overnight. I had to act fast, and I needed a product that was unique, and that's when my inspiration hit. My daughter was struggling with potty training, but there was nothing on the market that gave children tangible rewards. So I invented my company, Little Advents. The product is called Potty Time Adventures, and kids are rewarded with hidden themed wood rewards every time they make a successful deposit. And then I pitched it to a toy mogul, and he hooked me up with a manufacturer. And within a month, Little Advents was in production. And this idea saved me. I rode this wave all the way to Shark Tank. But here's the real question that everyone asks. How do you come up with your own product idea? I'm going to show you how to find your product when you don't have an idea like I did. The first step is to go to Amazon.com, because Amazon actually shows you which products are the most profitable. You can actually find out how much any product is making on Amazon. All you need to do is go to best sellers, scroll through all of these results, and click on one of these products. This is one of the best-selling products in beauty and personal care. So for example, click on this product here, and you can find out how much any product is making using this research tool called Helium 10. This free tool is called the X-ray tool, and you just click on it here and you can find out how much any product on Amazon is making. There are so many helpful tools with Helium 10. So to unlock the suite of Helium 10 tools, I've actually got a massive discount for you. So just click the link in the description. But we can see that this product is making over $1 million a month. And you can see how easy it is to find profitable products. But we don't want to sell this exact product. We want to find our own unique, profitable products. So here's a big secret that some new sellers that are selling on Amazon don't realize about their search bar, is that it also reveals what are the most popular products to search for. And it does it one letter at a time. And all you have to do is start typing. If I put the letter A here, it shows that AirPods is the most likely product that people are searching for. If I type in B, Bluetooth speaker is the most popular thing. Bathing suits for women, baby wipes, and the list goes on. I was buying a lot of baby wipes back then. But here's the trick. If you put in BA, BB, or BC, you will get even more products. BE, beach bag, beach towel, and you can keep going. So when I came up with Little Advents, I was a desperate mom in need of help with potty training. But I'll reveal a really important part, which is very important for any product, which is validation. And I'll show you how I did that in just a second. Travis helps people find and sell their unique products on Amazon. And he does this with his YouTube videos and his Amazon FBA tutorials. But he used these exact methods to find new products that people are searching for on Amazon. But they were not being sold on Amazon. For example, the carnivore electrolytes here. When you do what Travis did, you might find a product being searched for, but not being sold on Amazon. And he didn't want to sell another electrolyte supplement, but found out that people were searching for carnivore electrolytes. And this is the secret hack to find out what Amazon customers are searching for. Helium 10 has a very powerful tool called the magnet tool that helps with finding high search volume keywords. And all you need to do is enter a keyword. So for example, when we type in CA, customers are looking for camping essentials. And we can type this into the magnet tool and find out that over 500,000 people are searching for this each month. And when that many people are searching for something, there's always a good opportunity or a new trend to be found. And this is another secret to making money on Amazon. If you find something with a high search volume, but no one is really selling that product on Amazon, then you've struck gold. Travis found people searching for electrolytes, but they were also searching for carnivore electrolytes. But on Amazon, there was no carnivore electrolytes to be found. So he just created it. And all you need to do is go through a few pages of results here and find something we can target towards this niche camping audience. For example, here are 100,000 people that are searching for camping essentials, are also searching for pepper spray. You could create a product that specifically targets a niche market of campers. Maybe a pepper spray that works for animals, or maybe a pepper spray that works on sensitive skin. So it could be anything, but if the search volume is there, then the opportunity to make money is also there. And you also use the magnet tool to validate your product's idea. So when I typed in potty training, so there's proof here that almost 40,000 people are searching for products like mine every month. Now, if you're struggling to find a product to sell on Amazon, Helium 10 has another powerful tool called Black Box. So with Black Box, you can adjust specific criteria to only look at products that fall within parameters that you choose. In my experience, there's some specifics that you want to hit when it comes to price and weight, because the aim of the game when you're selling a product on Amazon is to build passive income. But if you sell a product that's too cheap or too heavy, you'll end up going bankrupt, and I'll explain why. The first aspect to look at and focus on when you're selling a product is price. And you want to find a product that you can sell on Amazon that falls between $15 and $85. And you need to make sure you're selling a product selling over $15. Because if you sell it for less, it's almost impossible to sell it for a profit. Amazon has a lot of different fees. The Amazon FBA pick and pack fee, the 15% referral fee, and not to mention manufacturing costs and shipping. So you can lose a lot of your profits. So this is why I recommend selling over $15. And you also want to find a product to sell under $85 because Amazon customers won't buy it on impulse. When they're buying something over $85, customers want to do their research and think about it before spending that much money. They see it as more of an investment. Now, there are sellers that are selling products with $15 or less, but the profit margins are low, and as a new seller, I don't really recommend it. Little Advent's selling our product Potty Time Adventure sells for $25, which is right in the middle. It helps other parents and toddlers, which is really important, but it's also a business, and I could make the toys cheaper, but I want to maintain a high quality product. But at the same time, I need money to support my business, my family, and to be financially free. And I think if you're watching right now, you're wanting the same thing. So pay attention to all these criteria that I'm going to list now. When it comes to weight, you want to sell a product that weighs less than 1 pound. Because if your product weighs over a pound, you're going to have to pay more money for the Amazon FBA pick and pack fee. This fee is worth it though, because when your product sells, Amazon will pick, pack, and ship that order for you. But not just that, you become Prime eligible and you get the Prime badge on your listing. And most Amazon customers will only buy Prime products because they're guaranteed to get it in 2 days. And that means that you'll get more sales. So because the FBA fees depend on your product weight, you want something less than 1 pound. Now, Potty Time Adventures weighs 1.8 pounds, which means I spend a little bit more on Amazon fees. But with the toys and the packaging, that's really reasonable. And because of the price, I'm still making profit. The other thing to choose in Black Box are the categories. Some are better than others. People will always spend money on their babies and their pets. So pet supplies, baby products, also health and household, groceries and gourmet are categories that people spend a lot of money in. And when we click search, you'll find matching products that are already being sold on Amazon. And even though we're not going to sell any of these products, they're all great inspiration. Let's look at these earplugs on page 2. They're making over $90,000 a year, but you can see that the brand isn't that strong. Plus, there are some negative reviews. So you could read these reviews and find out what customers don't like, then make a better, unique product. Maybe target a niche like musicians or people going to concerts. And you can validate it using the magnet tool, and then create an actual strong brand around it. Brands help products sell way better, especially if they have a social media presence. I've built a brand around Little Advents that fits into the baby category very easily. And we've also become top 45 in the babies subcategory, potties. It's a niche audience, parents of fussy kids, and it sells between $15 and $85. If I can do it, you can do it too. You found the perfect product and you know there's a hungry audience waiting. Now it's time to set up your Amazon seller account. This is your gateway to Seller Central and your license to over 300 million customers worldwide. And here's a crazy stat. Over 50% of customers start their search on Amazon. Not Google, not social media, but Amazon. That means getting your product listed here gets you to where the buying happens. Now, setting up your Seller Central account is pretty simple. It only takes a few minutes, but don't rush it. One wrong move and Amazon could even ban or flag your account before you even start selling. So make sure to follow along carefully. Enter everything correctly, and I'll walk you through this step by step. Go to sell.amazon.com, and there's 2 ways to set up your account. The first way is a professional selling plan, and this costs $39.99 a month. The second way is an individual selling plan. This plan is free, but you have to pay 99 cents for every item you sell. And I want to sell a lot of products, so I chose the professional plan. Setting up your account is a very simple process. You will fill out your ID info, passport, info, business, and location. If you don't have a business, choose individual seller and enter in your social security number. But there are different types of businesses you can choose from. It might be best to talk to an accountant to set up your business account, but there are different types of businesses to choose from depending on your situation. Your account is now under review. And if you followed everything step by step, you should get approved without any issues. Now comes the crucial part of the process, finding the right manufacturer for your product. And this is where most new sellers mess up. So stay sharp, because choosing the wrong supplier or ordering too much inventory or skipping key steps in your product validation or marketing can be the difference between a successful launch and a garage full of boxes. Let's walk through exactly how to avoid that. To get your product manufactured to sell on Amazon, there are 3 different ways for you to easily find the perfect manufacturing partner. And there's also a secret 4th way that I'm going to reveal in this video. And after developing my product and selling online for the past few years, I know this is actually the easiest and fastest way to sell your premium product online on Amazon. Now, the first way to find your manufacturer is the way that most sellers also find a manufacturer, and that's by using Alibaba. Alibaba is the biggest marketplace for finding products overseas. Alibaba connects sellers with thousands of manufacturers all across the world. China, Hong Kong, Korea, Japan, the Netherlands, Germany, all around Europe, and even Australia and New Zealand. So just go to Alibaba.com and we'll type in the type of products that you're looking for. As an example, I created Potty Time Adventures to help toddlers with potty training. At the time, I was struggling to potty train my daughter Ruby. She wasn't motivated by any of the standard rewards, but she loved surprise unboxing toys. So I came up with the idea to combine a potty training chart with an advent calendar, hiding little rewards, wood blocks for instance, behind little doors. So I'm already selling Potty Time Adventures, but let's type in potty training as an example. And you can see that they have thousands of results. Now there's one type of product that you should never get made with any manufacturer on Alibaba. And I'll reveal that in just 1 second. But the first thing to do on Alibaba is to come over here and click Trade Assurance. And the second thing to click is on Verified Suppliers. Trade assurance means if anything goes wrong, Alibaba can help protect your money. And verified supplier means that somebody from Alibaba has actually gone to the factory and they check out the quality and make sure that everything is above board. So you can feel safe with these suppliers and manufacturers here. The key thing to remember here is to talk to as many manufacturers as possible, at least 20 to 30 manufacturers. Pick your top 3 based on customer service, pricing, and their ability to meet your needs. Once you pick your top 3, the next thing is to order samples and then pick your number 1 based on the quality of the sample. I learned all about this process through experience and by mentors such as Travis, which is something he teaches in his Amazon FBA program. It's the exact same process that another student like AJ over here, he found a supplier on Alibaba for his cocktail flashcard recipes, which made over $500,000 in sales in just the first year. It's important to keep in mind when searching for manufacturers to find ones with really good ratings. And I would also make sure that they've been in business for a long time, because that means they're reliable. Just click their profile and read any reviews. Reviews are a great way to see what they're like to deal with. So this supplier, for instance, has a 5-star rating, so I would just click Send Inquiry. You need to contact the manufacturer about details about the product that you want to make. You'll also ask for lead time and MOQ, which stands for minimum order quantity. That means what is the least amount of quantity that you need to order from them. And you'll ask how much that order will cost. Just keep in mind, when you raise the quantity, the order price gets lower and lower. Now, before I tell you the second way to find a manufacturer, I want to reveal the product you should never have made overseas, and that's consumable products. Anything you eat or drink or that your customers will consume, I would advise to have made in the US. That way they comply with the health and safety standards. And if anything goes wrong, you know you have a US-based company that you can talk to. Travis recently had his carnivore electrolytes made in the US and he's never had any issues. And in fact, this simple product has made over $100,000 in just 6 months. So let me help you find your US-based manufacturer right now. There are 2 ways to find them. The first way is to go to thomasnet.com. And when you go to thomasnet.com, it's going to look very similar to Alibaba.com. Type in what you're looking for and you'll get a list of suppliers. So let's type in a consumable product that could go along with the toddler line, and let's type in fruit puree. All here, these manufacturers are located in the US. But now all these manufacturers are not going to be a perfect fit. So pay attention as you scroll through them. Just click one and see what they create. This one makes fruit puree, and you can see that it's a Thomasnet verified supplier. So I have a very good reason to trust them. So click Contact Supplier, and I would fill in these details here, like fruit puree for toddlers, and then add more information down below. When you're looking for your new manufacturer with Thomasnet and Alibaba, you should create a spreadsheet to keep track of who you contact and what their MOQ is, and how long production will take, and any details you need to help plan your production. This productivity hack can keep you organized and save you a lot of time. Now, this way to find your manufacturer is something that most sellers on Amazon don't even think about, and it's right in front of your face. Just go ahead and use Google. All you need to do here is type in what you're looking for and then space manufacturers. We'll do fruit puree and search, and Google will give you pages and pages of manufacturers that you can contact. Just go to their website, read a little bit about them, and they'll have a contact button. This one, for instance, was right at the bottom, and they have a pretty straightforward contact form. Just look around and see if they have good potential to be a great manufacturer for you. But the fourth and last way is the most powerful way to find a manufacturer, and it's to use this spreadsheet, which shows you the direct contact of every manufacturer and supplier that Travis and 2,000 students have used and verified. This is the best way because you know that these manufacturers are trusted, reliable, and make premium products. And I actually did the same thing. I had a friend who knew a manufacturer that they trusted, and they got me in contact with that factory. Don't forget, listing your product on Amazon the right way is everything. Once your product is ready, it's time to get it live on the marketplace and let the world know that it exists. But why does this matter so much? Because Amazon rewards momentum. If you get a surge of sales early on, it signals to the algorithm that people want your product. And when Amazon sees that, they start showing your product to even more customers without you spending a dime on ads. And that's how your sales can start to snowball. So don't just list it and hope, list it with a launch strategy. And I'll show you how to do that next. If you'd like to do the same and launch your own unique product, click on blank form. And the first thing Amazon needs to know is what is the name of your item. This is the first title for your listing, but you need to know that Amazon is just a search engine. When customers are looking for a product they want to buy on Amazon, they type in some words into the Amazon search bar, and they hope that Amazon's going to give them the perfect results. And what they type into Amazon is called keywords. If you know what people are typing in to find your product, add that into your product listing and you'll get way more sales. You can use tools like Helium 10's magnet to find out exactly what people are typing into Amazon. For example, when Travis used Magnet tool and saw over 1,000 people were searching Berberian tea, he created that new product and used a list of keyword searches that other people were searching to use in his title. And when I launched Little Advents, I found that customers were searching for words like potty training, toddlers. So I made sure to use all these words in my title and in my bullet points. More on that in just a minute, but the final title of Little Advents was this: Potty Time Adventures Potty Training Chart for Toddlers by Little Advents. 14 wooden stacking block toys, potty training advent game, behavior reward chart, car stickers, activity board, busy vehicles. Rolls off the tongue, right? Your title needs to show the Amazon algorithm when to show your product. So this type of keyword-packed title gives you the best chance for success. Next up, you will select a category for this product, and Amazon will give you a suggestion of what category it should go in. You can look at your competitors and see if there's a better category that you should be using. For Travis, with his Berberian tea, he selected herbal, which went in groceries and gourmet food, which is a subcategory. Next, Amazon asks if you have any variations of your product, such as colors, or shapes and sizes. For my product, Little Advents, there is just one version. And after that, you'll put in the brand name. And for my product, that would be Little Advents. And next up is the external product ID. Most people are going to select UPC, which stands for Universal Product Code. And this is the barcode that gets scanned at the grocery stores. You can get your own UPC codes by going to gs1.org. Once you filled out this information, click Next, and we're up to one of the most important next steps: setting up your bullet points, adding a description, and your photos. First, you can add up to 5 bullet points. These are what my bullet points are. I made sure to use the different keywords that I know people are going to be searching for on Amazon. It was important to use busy parents, accidents, reinforcement, and a few other keywords that I found through my own research. Now let's talk about listing photos. This is the first thing that people see when they're searching for your product on Amazon. So make sure your packaging and photos really stand out. Like my product photo over here, it grabs customers' attention. When I first listed Potty Time Adventures, I took all the photos myself. So it really cost me nothing but time and effort. One thing that's really important is to upload as many images as possible, showing all the benefits of your product. So I uploaded the main image and these side images here. Now, if you need help creating images, bullet points, and titles, you can use FBA creatives. They can create an entire listing and do keyword research for you. There's a link in the description for FBA creatives too. Use the code Travis for 40% off. You're also going to want to add a product description, which is the same idea as the title and bullet points. Include keywords and show the benefits of using your product. Now, there's only a few more things that you need to do until your listing is ready to go live. And the last step is to set up some final details. We're going to fill out who our manufacturer is, and this could really be anything. Then we're going to put the number of items we have, which is how many the customer will receive. When people order Potty Time Adventures, they get 1 unit. And if they need more positive reinforcements, parents can always buy another one. This form changes depending on the type of product that you're selling. But for anything consumable, for example, you would fill out any special ingredients and add in what temperature your product needs to be stored at, as well as adding if it's heat sensitive. After this section, you will need to add the pricing information. I would recommend selling the product for 3 times whatever it cost you to manufacture the product. And for the condition, we will select new. The next step that you get to decide is, are you going to use fulfilled by Amazon or fulfilled by merchant? I personally use FBA because I don't have the time to pick and pack and ship all of my items to the customers. So I utilize Amazon's fulfilled by Amazon for that reason. But if you'd like to ship out a product yourself, you can definitely do FBM, which stands fulfilled by merchant. This is where you will ship out your own items to the customers every time an item comes in that is ordered from a customer. The last important thing that you want to do is add your search terms in on the back end. This will help with the search results. Based on your research, you can add more keywords into this field. And when that's done, click Save and Finish. And boom, now you have a live listing on Amazon, and it barely takes you any time to set this up. The next step in your Amazon journey is getting your product shipped from the manufacturer. And this part can actually be pretty smooth if you pay close attention to a few details. So your first step is to go to Amazon Seller Central and log in. After that is to click Manage Inventory and scroll down to the item that you want to send into Amazon's FBA warehouse. You need to click on this little drop down next to the Edit button. Then you'll select Send Replenish Inventory. But pay attention, because this is where new sellers make a huge mistake. Make sure to click the correct ship from address, because if this is the wrong address, it can cause a lot of issues. Trust me, I've done it before. And if this address is not correct, you can change it from clicking here. If you're shipping from your manufacturer's address, put their address instead. The next step is to look at the marketplace destination. And the amazing thing that happened recently was now Amazon actually handles shipments from China to the US. And you can set it up here from Seller Central. All you have to do is change the ship from address and add the manufacturer from China. And you can set up the shipment to have Amazon pick it up from China and have it delivered to the fulfillment center here in the US. The next step is to create a new case pack template and give it a name. For this example, let's say Potty Time Test. But pay attention here, because the Amazon warehouse has some very specific requirements. For the case that contains your product and you're going to be shipping into Amazon, no side can be longer than 25 inches. And the box that contains your items cannot weigh over 50 pounds. Now, when I say case, that's just the box that holds multiples of your units. With Potty Time Adventures, the case or box holds 12 units. In this case, what we're shipping in, the dimensions are 13.5 inches by 12.6 inches and 19.8 inches. And each case weighs around 14.4 pounds. Now, if any part of this tutorial is confusing, leave a comment below and we'll answer all your questions. Now, there are still a couple more steps, but this is just an overview. And Travis offers more FBA Amazon tutorials in his Amazon FBA course with weekly Q&A calls, so you can ask questions at every step. So if you want more information, click on the link below. Okay, and the next step is for most products. You're going to click on No Extra Prep Needed. But double check this, because adult items, baby products, and fragile liquid items may need extra prep. For my product, Potty Time Adventures, we didn't need any extra prep because it's a safe product with no additional parts. So we're just going to click Save at this point. One of the most important parts of shipping your products into the Amazon FBA warehouse is understanding the different labels. The first label for your product is called FNSKU. This stands for Fulfillment Network Stock Keeping Unit. This is a barcode that goes on each individual product that you're going to sell on Amazon. You can print out stickers and place them on every unit that you're going to be selling on Amazon. But a huge hack is that you can have your manufacturer print the FNSKU right onto your product, which will save you a lot of money and a lot of time. You can also have Amazon do this, but they're going to charge you 50 cents a unit, and that's kind of a lot of waste of money. For Potty Time Adventures, we have the FN SKU printed directly right onto the product. Next up, we need to let Amazon know how many boxes or case packs we're going to be sending in. For this example, we'll send in 10 cases. Each case has 12 units, so that's a total of 120 units being sent in. Then we'll click Confirm and Continue. The next step is to confirm shipping. Select a ship date, then Amazon gives you 2 delivery options: small parcel delivery or less than a truckload. Small parcel shipping is where you use a company like UPS. You can either drop off your boxes to a UPS store or have UPS come to you to pick them up. However, if you're sending in a whole pallet, you're going to want to use less than a truckload. This is where Amazon will send a truck either to your house or your manufacturer's warehouse, and they will pick up the pallets of your product. When you're first starting, your first shipment is probably going to be a small parcel, as you won't have as many boxes yet of your product. Now, Amazon has amazing deals with shipping companies like UPS. For our example here, this is going to be the total cost, which is going to be so much cheaper compared to if you were going to go and pay yourself at the UPS store. So we're going to click Accept Charges and Confirm Shipping. The next step is printing out the labels for the outside of your shipping cases. And make sure to pay attention here because there are 2 different shipping labels. The first is the UPS label for UPS to scan and track your package. The second is the Amazon FBA box ID label, so Amazon can track your package in their warehouse. Double check to make sure the weight and dimensions are correct and confirm your ship from and ship to address. Once you've confirmed all of this, all you need to do is print out your labels on a sticker paper or just a regular printing paper, and you can tape it to your box. But when you stick the labels to the boxes, just make sure they're clear and not covered by tape or anything. And from there, if you selected small parcel delivery, you can drop them off at the UPS store. Once you've sent your products into the Amazon warehouse, you can track and check their status. Just click these 3 lines up here, and you're going to go to Inventory, then go to Shipments, and you can see a list of shipments that you've sent in. If you want to click on Track Shipment, you can see the details about all the information, and we can see that this product has been delivered. Your product's on the way, both to you and to the Amazon FBA warehouse. And let me tell you, it's a surreal feeling. I still remember the first shipment of Potty Time Adventures arriving. It felt like Christmas morning. After all the planning, the research, the back and forth with suppliers, seeing the final product for the first time is unforgettable. At this point, you've made it through the full overview of how to start your Amazon FBA business. But let's be real for a second. Selling unique products on Amazon can change your life. I've seen it happen over and over again, but it's also easy to make expensive mistakes if you don't know what to watch out for. I've made them myself, trust me. That's why I want to walk you through the top 3 mistakes that I made when I launched Potty Time Adventures, so you can dodge them and move forward with confidence. Let's break them down one by one. My first big mistake was quality control. This mistake cost me $5,000. I trusted the toy mogul that I work with to find me the perfect production partner, and he did. But there were some mistakes with the product over time that cost me a lot and failed, and that's because of customer reviews. This wasn't something that I could have controlled. I initially hired inspectors to examine my entire container. These defects resulted in negative reviews and ultimately hurt my sales. To address this, I now recommend and have started breaking larger orders into smaller batches and conducting more frequent quality checks. My second mistake was licensing. This mistake cost me $40,000. To use a Peppa Pig and My Little Pony characters, it cost me $10,000 on year 1. Then it cost me $15,000 a year for the next 2 years. I was banking on this being a moneymaker. Kids love these characters, and I thought it was a no-brainer. But as a bit of an ego boost, honestly, kids prefer my own unique characters and designs. It's something that I believed in, and it didn't work out how I imagined. That's just what happens in business sometimes. And my third mistake, the biggest mistake, was not creating a passion product in the first place. This mistake cost me $200,000. I was selling products on Amazon for years. Then Amazon Basics started selling similar products for half the price, and I was crushed. That crushed my entire business. And honestly, the way to real success, which I've seen with Little Advents, is to create an entirely unique product and something that you're passionate about. This is the only way to truly protect an idea and guarantee its success. Now that you've seen the full process, from finding your product to getting it manufactured and listing it on Amazon and learn the biggest mistakes to avoid, here's how you can take the next step. If you're serious about building your own Amazon FBA business, I want to introduce you to someone who can help you get there. I've mentioned his name several times. Travis is a seven-figure Amazon seller and YouTuber who's been teaching his practices for over a decade. His free content is amazing, but his full program, the Passion Product Formula, takes things to a whole completely new level. Inside the program, you get 2 private one-on-one coaching calls, weekly live Q&A sessions, and over 100 step-by-step tutorials to take you from idea to launch. If you want a proven system and real support, check out the link in the description to apply. I'm a big believer in mentors, and if you're thinking about starting your own business, you should consider having one. And if you're not quite ready for that, no worries. Travis also has a 10-hour Amazon FBA course just like this one that's totally free right here on YouTube. Just click right here to start learning more today.